The roller. I haven't been here in about a month. Anyway, I got myself a new Varta battery because it's had trouble starting the last couple of times. Amazingly, when I come down here, even though I haven't been down here for a month, it doesn't seem to have deteriorated much, which is nice for an old car. I've definitely got a flat, which is annoying. So I've got a slow puncher on this tyre here because that is a brand new tyre. So I'm wondering if it's a valve problem because I haven't driven it anywhere to get a flat. So I'm thinking it might be a slow leak through the valve. But anyway, let's pop this Varta battery in and see if it starts. I hope it does. It says here that you must remove the transit plugs. I presume it must be these little things here. Maybe it's to stop gases from escaping. Make it safer to transport, you know. So we're going to pop this in. I'm not going to clamp everything up properly because I'll be undoing them again. I've got to take that off. I need some pliers, I think, to take that off. Hold on. There we go. Hope it starts. It'd be great if it just starts straight away. Right, so I haven't done these up tight, but they're still on there, so this should be good enough. That's what the battery is. It's amazing how small it is, but that is the one for the Rolls Royce. It's not expensive, it's only a little battery, but you'd expect it to be bigger. Anyway, here goes. So the background fault here is for the last few episodes, it's been really hard to start this car, and it was never a problem before. It always used to fire up straight away, but the last few episodes, it's just been turning over and over and over for ages. So I think it could be a battery problem. Fingers crossed it will be. Turn it on the kill switch. Boot light's working, which is good. Let's close this. I'm actually nervous. I don't think it's going to start. Okay, I'm on my phone, that's why it's all awful. I was down here doing something else today. Right, here we go. I'm in park. I'm going to give it 3 pumps for good luck on the accelerator, which won't make a difference. Foot on the brake, here goes. Please start. Oh my word, it was the battery! Yes, it was the battery! Amazing! I didn't think it was going to be the battery. Oh, fantastic. So that battery there has just obviously reached the end of its life because of the constant flatness, because this car hasn't been running so long. Oh, amazing. I'm so happy. Excellent. And all my lights have gone out apart from the parking brake one. Let's take off the parking brake. Oh, brilliant news. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Right, okay. Let me put on... A lot of people are saying that this light here is not working. Where are my... God, I'm so terrible. I don't even know where the lights are now. God, it's only been a month. I've forgotten where everything is. How do I turn... Oh, here we go. Right, so... That light's up there. Is that lighting up here? Doesn't look like it, does it? Not too sure. Yeah. Mind you, when I take it for the MOT, I'm not sure if they're going to know that's lighting up because it's going to be in the daytime. So, and also they're probably not going to know the ins and outs of a Rolls Royce, so they might not expect that to light up. But still, it does need to be looked into. Oh, well, that's great news. That really is great news. Well, happy. Oh, brilliant. Right, I'm going to pump up the tyre, and I think I'm just going to take the bricks away and just roll it back a foot or something just to get it onto a different flat spot on the tyres. Yeah, it's not bad. It was down to 20 psi, and I need to double check what they should be. I just went onto the one at the back and it's 28 psi, so I'm just going to leave it at around 28, the same as the others. But I need to double check what the Rolls Royce spec is. So obviously it's not a massively slow puncher. But it just seems a shame to have a slow puncher on new tyres, but I think it's the valves. Because years ago, they always used to change the valves over when you got a tyre, but now a lot of the valves, and I presume like this one here, they're kind of specialist valves, so on other cars they might be a tyre pressure monitor system, a TP, whatever it's called, TP something in there, and you can't change those valves out because it's part of the actual system, the measuring system. But I don't know about these ones here, but they certainly look like big chunky valves, so I presume they haven't got they haven't probably got these ones in stock, but I would be able to buy them. They might just need tightening them up. Excellent. Right, I'm just going to drive this car just a little bit forward. So I'm going to take off my handbrake, parking brake, go into drive. Here we go, it's wanting to go. There we go. And into park. I'm just going to leave it run, tick over for a bit, but it sounds very quiet now, doesn't it? If you listen to that there now. That sounds good. Oh, raw power. Well, it's been running for about 15 or 20 minutes now, and it's all running, ticking over quite smoothly. So yeah, I'm pretty sure the lights here are not working. I can see a dim light in here when I turn it on. What we're doing me, I put it into reverse by mistake there. Right, so if I put it onto park there, I can actually see that these lights here are lighting up. They're just kind of hard to see, but I can see they are just lighting up ever so slightly. But I can't seem to make anything out in here, so I think the bulb for this one has gone. So I think what I'm going to do in this episode is, I think I'm going to print out an MOT list, and I'm going to go through now. I've just checked the windows there working, the heater's coming on here, and I can actually feel hot air coming out here. It takes about 30 seconds before it actually turns on. So I think most things are working, like my hazards warning, they all seem to be coming on everywhere, but I think I need a list just to go through and see what's happening. So let me print a list off the internet, and then there you go, it's kicked in now, and that's warm air. And I think that we're ready for MOT. At long last, I'm back. About another 3 weeks or maybe even a month's passed since that last part of the video where I popped the battery in. Time is just whizzing by. I've never been busier, but I've never produced so few videos. I don't know what it is at the moment. Life's just getting in the way. Anyway, I've printed out the MOT list here, but since then my dad's now had his knee done. So I'm not quite sure. I don't think he's going to be able to be out here telling me what lights work and what don't work. I did ask my son if he wanted to come down and help out today, because I thought it might be a nice little thing going through the tests with him, but he's not interested, unfortunately. So I'm not too sure where I'm going to go today, what I'm going to do. I think, you know what I might do? I might take a look at this, see if we can fill in this here, because I've been meaning to do it for a while. And yeah, I think I might start with that, and we'll see where the video takes us. Maybe I can work my way through the first part of this list, things I can do on my own. And then we'll have a better idea of whether or not it is going to be capable of getting an MOT. There's loads of things I won't be able to test, like the braking and stuff like that. Also, what I would like to do is I would like to check the handbrake. So I'd like to jack up the back and adjust the handbrake so it just comes on. You know, you sort of do it so the wheel doesn't turn and then slacken it off a tiny bit. So I might well do that in this episode. I'm not too sure. We'll see how the day goes. Right now, the ground's a bit wet, but it is dry. Hopefully it's not going to rain. And yeah, I think let's just crack on, get working. And we'll see what's what. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to sand back this here and this here. So it wasn't that there was a load of rust, it's just that this has had quite a bit of filler previously behind here, and there is metal underneath that, but it's slightly deformed metal. Clearly this has had some sort of whack at some stage. So I just want to, while the weather's nice, I just want to sand that back. It is going to need another fill afterwards, but at least I'll know. I'll be able to fill it once I sand it back. Annoyingly, my white walls are leaking. Sorry, they're leaking air, this one, but they're leaking white. Can you see now? That must have been where it was previously, and now where it's been sat here for a while, it's when the rain comes down, it's leaking there. But yet it's not doing it on that one. Let's see if it's doing it on the others. No, that's strange. No, How weird that one's leaking. This is something else. Maybe something else has happened. Yeah, odd.
Right, okay, so that's sanded back now, but there's still plenty that needs topping up. So I'm going to put a little bit more filler in that, and maybe when it goes off I'll be able to flat it back, and at least then that's one little thing done. I want to try to leave it slightly proud so I don't have to keep doing it again and again and again. But I don't want to put too much on where I'm going to be sanding for hours. Really, I should get a bigger knife out and then I'd be able to get it done, you know, with one swipe across. I think that will do. Well, I'll let that harden and then we'll sand again. Okay, whilst that's hardening, I've got these horrible rubbery things here, and what they're for is they're to protect, they're actually factory standard, they're to protect the rear wheel arches, I presume, against stone chips. So let's see which way they, I don't think they're, yeah, they're sided, aren't they, left and right hand side. Let's see what they look like, because remember I've done welding now, so I don't know if the lines that I've done are going to marry up to how these are, because these are going to want to marry up to how they were originally. Right, okay, so now that's not that side. Wow. Okay, but I haven't welded. Did I weld this side? Yeah, I did the wheel arch here, didn't I, going down? Yeah, that doesn't look too bad at all. So what I think I might use for that is the same stuff that I glued the windscreen in with. Now I know it looks ugly, but it is, you know, it would have been on the car when it was new. In fact, I'll tell you what, I can show you from the picture sent all the way from Canada. There you go, what do you spy here? You can see it there, and also on the other side of the car, just here, if you look really closely. So I presume that must be to stop the front wheels flicking up stones and travelling along and hitting off that part of the wheel arch there. Right, this is it here, but do you know, thinking about it now, it was the first, I think that was episode 7 or something, so that would have been in 2022, so this is a year and a half old now. I presume it's gone hard. It's a shame because I have got that much left, which is probably enough to stick this on, because it doesn't need a huge amount of strength. Right, okay, so that's going to be this side. Let's see if the other one fits the other side, but that there fits really nicely. Really nicely. I know it looks ugly, but you know, it's supposed to be there. Now, please fit here. Are you going to fit? Oh my word, that fits even better than the other side. Look at that, look at the way it curves in here. That's perfect. Do you know what, I'd like to get them on today. I might take a trip to Screwfix. Right, I have got myself some new stuff here. Annoyingly, I just pierced it and it's white. I didn't realise you could get different ones. I just typed in Puriflex 40. So, but it's not going to make a difference as long as it sticks, then I'm happy. So I'm going to flood this area in here, and then it should just squish out. You can't see, can you? There you go. Nothing to see anyway. I'm going to do a load in the middle, but then I'm going to do a bead around the very edge. But I'll wipe it off because I think it takes quite a while to go off. I want a load here just to squish out, you see. Now I'm going to put a bead on the very edge. Here we go. Let's see how that goes. Right. So let's get it on here. Oh, wow. Oh, not much squished out there. I'm wondering if I should put a bit more on, or have I just got it kind of perfect? I don't want it to come off, you see. It's a shame it's not black, because then you see this would just all this would all blend in. Made a big boo-boo there getting white. Do you know what? If I had got it in black, it would have been perfect. Yeah, we're gonna sort of see it now at an angle, so I'm gonna have to get a bradawl and scrape right the way in. And I wouldn't have had to do that if it was in black. Well, I think I'm going to leave it at that, because when it goes off I'll be able to scrape it, because I think it, from memory on the window it remained kind of rubbery, so I'll be able to just basically scrape those bits off then while the rest has gone off. So, well, it will all go off, but you know, I'll be able to just scrape off a thin bit there. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Well, I mean, I'd be happier if it was black. Obviously if I had a white car, then it'd be perfect, but I haven't. Black would have blended in absolutely perfectly. Anyway. Well, I'm going to have to clamp this bit here because the original shape isn't here anymore. Remember, there was a welded bit here when I bought the car, so it doesn't kick out like it should do on the other side. So I'm going to add a little bit more, no, I don't think I need to, yeah, I'm going to add a little bit more in here, then I'm going to get a clamp and clamp it, otherwise that bit is always going to be sticking out here. You know, I'm kind of wondering now while I'm editing this back why I even bought these things here. A, it cost me money. Secondly, it makes the car look worse. And also, it's going to probably cause more rust than the stone chips would cause, because water's just going to get trapped in around the place and not be able to escape again. Anyway, they're on. I am going to shout out the My Mate Vince Massive because it's a perfect opportunity while I'm clamping this car up. The Massive this month are kitdigital.com, Kip Hakes, Max Rokotansky, Chris Seal, Felipe at MrKeeves.com, DJ VG, Pigsy, Anthony Dean, Bazza2, Ross Melanson, Gaspar Heller, Rickard Bergland, Soul Reaver 555, the My Mate Vince fan club over on Facebook, Tobias Headache, and Astral Red Panda. So many thanks to each and every one of you. Right, you know, I'm not sure if this is actually going to work or not, because it is a big old, it's a big gap there, you see. Well, it's not big, a couple of mil, but it's, you know, I need that to go in there. So let me try to, I've got a bit of lead here, let me try to shove that there. That might then clamp that bit, and I have to do something down the bottom, I think. well, we'll leave it at that and we'll see what happens. Yeah, I really have messed up getting white, you know. But I'm thinking once it goes hard, I can get this in here and I can rub off the white. I'm hoping it will kind of, you know, rub off like rubber. And then I can, you know what I mean? Your eye's not going to be drawn to it then. You know, I think I've probably made myself a load of work there. Yeah. I'm just wondering, when it goes hard, will I be able to get something in there to rub that away or not? I don't know. I think from memory it rubbed off here really nice. But you know, if that was black it wouldn't matter, would it? Oh, I really messed up there. I should have turned the car straight back round and well, I wouldn't have been able to take it back because I opened it up, but for the sake of spending £8 I should have done that, because now I think I've made myself a huge amount of work. It looks awful. Oh well, it's done now. We'll have to see what's what. Let's sand this back. I'm just going to use a little bit of 800 grit wet and dry. I'm going to let that dry and then put a bit of primer on it. Right, I've taken this down here because I wanted to add a name, and that's Adam Master Mech. He has helped me no end in the comment section. I've pinned quite a few of his comments. He's a mechanic, and basically there's just so much information on each video that he puts in. So yeah, there you go, Adam. Thanks for all the help.
Right, I've got my Halford's quality primer. I've got to make sure I don't get any on Aylesbury duck. I'm going to aim it down this way. Aylesbury duck's going to have to go soon though. Right, I've done a bit of masking off around the place. Remember, this isn't a quality finish, it's just to keep the water off this for the time being. Right, I'll let that dry. I may go over it one more time.
You know what, no matter what car I have, I always have a slow puncher somewhere or other.
Oh no. I think I better get another nozzle. I think this is blocked up. Oh no, maybe it's cleared now. There we go. No, I don't like that. Let me get another nozzle. Oh, I'll let that dry and then I'll peel everything off it. And I'm just going to give it a token little bit of clear coat. It's way too windy.
A little bit of heat into the panel because it's not the warmest of days now, the sun's getting low. It's amazing how quick this stuff dries. Right, now, of course it still looks SH1T, but it doesn't look quite as SH1T as it did before. So I can still see lots of brush strokes absolutely everywhere, but if you were just whizzing down the road, your eye wouldn't be drawn to the fact that there's gaping big lumps of filler here and here. So no, it doesn't look good, but it looks better than it did. So I'm wondering now if I should have got rid of Aylesbury Duck at the same time. You know what I mean? Because I've taken pictures of him so I can get stickers made up to pop one in the window. Bit of a waste really. I should have probably got rid of the duck at the same time. Thing is, that's the only good thing on the car. Right, next up I think I'm gonna start looking at the seat here, but I'm gonna run out of light soon. I got it from Amazon. It's called a Furniture Clinic Leather Repair Kit. The annoying thing is though, I've only got this little bit of gauze here, and you see I have quite a few holes. I've got another 2 down here, so I think I'm going to push this into here, but then I'm going to need to I don't know, I might cut a bit of cloth or something elsewhere, a bit of t-shirt or something, and shove in here, because these only need a little bit of filler here. What I'm worried about though is that the foam itself has gone in. Yeah, so the foam itself has, you know, the foam's worn away. So I don't think when that's tight, I think I need to fill the foam out, otherwise it's just going to end up going in like that. I'm going to fill the foam out with. I need to get some more foam and glue it in, don't I? Let's see if I've got any foam anywhere, a sponge or something like that. Shed is just a miracle thing. I looked around, I thought, I wonder if there's going to be foam anywhere. Look at this, it actually looks like the same consistency as you would get in a car. So I'm going to cut a bit off and try to mould it into shape. So now, it's already got a curve there. How about if I cut that there? See, I suppose it's going to be pushed in. We don't want it under too much strain, do we? It's amazing when you cut it thin, it kind of rolls in on itself, like it glues together. How weird. Bizarre. Well, I think I'm going to put some glue on that and glue that in there, because what that will do is it will push out the leather a bit more. I bet this is similar to Bostik. And I'm going to have to cut away this old leather because it's all curled up. So let's make the hole slightly bigger. Right, I'm going to start feeding this patch in now, and then I'll put some glue in. Right, let me try to get some glue in there and then I can get rid of all the threads. Now I suppose I need a little bit of gauze or something for these two little holes here and here. Right, I've got a bit of an old bed sheet that I've been using to, you know, as a rag. Let's see, can I shove that in down there? I know the holes are not as big as this, so the filler's not going to stick in as well. I suppose the point of the rag or the gauze is to stick to the leather itself, and then when you fill it, hopefully it will remain flexible. While if I was just to fill it without this, I suppose the filler is going to be just sticking onto the foam, and maybe it will just crack straight away. Right, I'm going to let that dry now for a few minutes. Oh, I thought I was recording. Anyway, you'll see me put more filler on. This is the filler here, and it's like a thick glue, basically, a thick paste. I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough to do everything. You're supposed to apply it thinly, let it dry it with a hairdryer, and then put another layer on. You know what, I've got this here, I might put a bit on this piping because this piping is also worn. Well, I'm going to let that rest for a few minutes and then dry it again, because it's quite hot here at the moment. I think I may have put that one on too thick. Right, I've let it dry for about 10 minutes there. It still feels... It feels like blue tack, you know, I'll be able to move it around the place. So it's hardened a bit, but not much. I'm going to... well, it's hardened compared to when it came out. I might have put it on a little bit thick, you see. It did say just to do it in very thin layers. I think I've put it on too thick, so what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to force it right the way in. That way I'll push it through the gauze. And there's going to be less thickness here, you know. If I spread it around more, then it's going to dry quicker, isn't it? I'm losing light. The days are getting longer though, which is a good thing. Right, I can feel that this now, I don't want to peel it, but it feels solid. I'm going to give it longer to dry before I mess with it, but I can feel that feels, it doesn't feel like it wants to move now. So that's great news. So I think when it's fully dry, I think I'll be able to, yeah, I think I'll be able to rub that off, because that would just become like rubber then, the white stuff. Excellent. Right, this one feels hard, this one feels hard, this one still feels a little bit tacky, but most of it is dry now. I think I'm going to put another layer on and then call it a day, and then it can dry overnight. So I think it's best just to probably smear just a thin layer everywhere. Just build it up real slow. Interestingly, because it's shrunk, it's actually pulled the fabric in. So I don't think I'm going to have enough filler. I might have a look on Amazon and see if I can buy just the filler without buying the kit. Right, I've got a leather dapper pen here. Just while that's drying, I want to see if I just put a little bit on the piping, whether it's going to come up nice. think it probably will. Well, I suppose it's going to take your eye off it anyway. I'm not sure if I've shown you. Let me show you where all the colour codes are for this car. Right, if you have a look underneath the bonnet, there will be a little plate just down there, and that will have all your paint codes and also the colour of the carpet and stuff like that. So you got your paint number there. You can see they're the same on this car. I presume that would be if you've got a two-tone car. On the top, you know, the top two ones there, the 95104886. Then at the bottom, I don't know what order they're in. I think the 08 might be to do with the piping slate. But anyway, if you Google that, it will bring up what your car is. So one's going to be for the carpet, one's going to be for the seats, and one's going to be for your piping as well. Now, it just so happens on my car that this here, you know, the dash here, is slate, just like the piping. So I'm not sure now, if you didn't have piping here, whether that number would indicate what your dashboard is here. Look at this! Vince does have a brain, but it's a forgetful one. I've bought some leather filler. So when I bought the kit, I also bought this in cream. So yeah, that's great. So basically, I don't need to buy any more because I'm going to have all this. Look at that, loads of it. Results. Okay, I'm going to call it a day for today now. You can see there, it's starting to fill up. It's going to take a lot more filler though, but hopefully that tub will do the job. And I've taken the clamps off here, and it appears to have stuck. So I'm not going to pull it because that's still setting, but I've taken the clamps off. And then you see, once it's fully set, I'll be able to wipe away that white stuff. I'm hoping. You know, it is starting to take on a kind of elastic feel. I wonder whether or not something like liquid tape would do the same job. Or, you know, shoe glue for shoes. Because obviously you're not putting leather into it, you're putting rubber into it, aren't you? I presume. Well, I'm nearly done with this one here now. So I think what I'll do is I'll call it a day, and then I can put the cream leather filler that I bought separately. I can do that the next time I'm down here, because I don't want to overdo it. You know, I'm hoping it's drying because I'm using a hairdryer, but maybe it needs to be left overnight. Right, I'm going to head home now, and I'm calling it a day on part 51 because this part of the video is already long enough, and then I will go straight on to part 52. I did arrive back on the car again the next day, so that will be part 52. So if you enjoyed part 51, please give it a big thumbs up and keep your eye out for part 52, which will be released very shortly. Thank you so much for watching.